Welcome to the Audible Sportscast. My name is Casey. This is Daniel. Today we are bringing you our Week 1 predictions for the 2022-2023 NFL season. There's no shortage of revenge games in Week 1 as we have Russell Wilson returning to Seattle to play the Seahawks, Joe Flacco possibly being a Week 1 starter in New York against his former team, the Ravens, and Baker Mayfield playing a game against his own team that will be paying him to beat them. Browns and Panthers must-see football Week 1. What games stick out to you, Daniel, and what's must-watch in Week 1?
I mean, look, obviously you got the Bills and the Rams kicking off Thursday night, right?
Yeah, that's going to be a
Thursday night.
really good game to watch.
Crazy game.
What a game to open the season with, by the way.
Yeah. Baker getting revenge on Cleveland. I hope the Panthers destroy the Browns that game. It'll be hilarious if they do.
Be great.
Russell Wilson's going to be demolishing Seattle in Seattle, so that'll be fun to watch. And then you got a division rivalry in Green Bay and Minnesota.
Exactly.
Should be interesting to see how they hold up against each other.
We'll get into our predictions here. We're going to start off with the Colts and the Texans. I will be at the game in Houston Week 1 next week. Last year, the Colts outscored the Texans in both games 62-3 combined. Colts won 31-0 in Houston and 31-3 in Indy last year. Last year in Houston, when the Texans crossed the 50-yard line, the Texans fans that were still there erupted like they won the Super Bowl. It was amazing.
Hey, you got to take the small wins, bro.
Yeah, you got to take the wins where you can get them. What's your take on the Colts-Texans matchup?
Houston's Houston. Indy should come out blazing this year. I don't think that'll be a great matchup. It's a division rivalry, so I mean it could get interesting, but I really doubt it. The Texans are the Texans, so
yeah, they're pretty bad.
I think you guys got an easy week 1 this year.
Easy dub.
You guys close out with the Texans too. So.
Yeah, so we open Texans, close Texans, so that's pretty nice. The Colts have a lot to prove this year, and I think they keep up their winning ways against the Texans. Colts win Week 1 in Houston. I'm giving them the win.
Yep, I agree. You have a score for them?
Score? Well, we won 31-0 last year. Let's make it a little closer. 30-14 Colts.
You think the Texans will score 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, they're going to score 2 touchdowns this year.
Some defensive miscues. I like it.
It'll be not really must-watch football, but I just hope we don't lose. So that would be horrible.
That would be embarrassing.
But we'll move on to the next game here on the docket. We got the Steelers and Bengals. Bengals coming into this game hosting the Steelers as the defending AFC champs. The Bengals' problems last year was their offensive line, but they addressed it in the offseason. The Steelers have a pretty good defense, but I think their back seven is going to struggle stopping the Cincinnati passing game. How do you see this game going?
I think it's going to be a big test for Pittsburgh.
I agree.
Cincinnati, obviously, last year coming off their big season. Joey Burrow's there now, and he's leading the way. They're going to do really well this season, but Pittsburgh might not be as bad as everyone's thinking, and this will be a good opening game to see how they compete.
Yeah, we'll know real quick how good this Pittsburgh team is against this Bengals team, who should be very much improved from last year's Super Bowl run team. So what's stopping me from picking, I know it's a division game, what's stopping me from picking Pittsburgh is I don't like the Pittsburgh offense, and I like the Bengals to win Week 1 at home over the Steelers.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Cincinnati proved themselves last year. Pittsburgh had a lot of changes in the offseason, and they're on proving grounds. So I'm not going to take Pittsburgh until they prove it to me.
Yeah, they got to prove it for sure. This team, to me, is kind of in a little mini rebuild, but they could shock some people. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I think their streak ends, like I've been saying, but we'll see what happens. Well, I guess we're picking the Bengals here, right?
Yeah.
Forgot
the Bengals. I don't think it'll be that big of a blowout. I'd probably say like 28-17.
28-17 Bengals?
Yeah, 28-17.
I'm going to go 34-21. I think late the Steelers may keep it close, but I think the Bengals get a late touchdown or something like that and pull away and put the Steelers away for good. Next game we have on our docket looks like the Ravens at the Jets. The New York Jets have lost 5 of their last 6 home openers. The Jets in the offseason really upgraded their roster, and I like a lot of the moves that they made. The Ravens last year had the worst injury luck of any team in NFL history as far as I'm concerned. But I'm really high on this Ravens team this year, and I think they can do some damage not only in the regular season, but in the playoffs if they make it there. What do you see transpiring in this game?
Well, Zach Wilson, never mind, I'm not going to get into it.
Well, Zach Wilson is not even playing Week 1, I don't think. I think it's Joe Flacco. So Joe Flacco is
what
playing.
Happened to Zach Wilson?
I think he's got a little injury right now.
Oh,
But
I did not know
seems
about
like
that.
Joe Flacco is going to play against his old team. So we have a lot of revenge games in week 1 this year.
Huh. Okay, well, that makes it even worse. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I like the Ravens too. They're favored by 7, and I think they cover the 7 in New York. Ravens will come out, and they're going to wreck the Jets. Like, it's not even going to be close. So,
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Baltimore puts their offense back together right away.
yeah, their running game will definitely be back, but they're going to have to pass the ball a little more and not injure their players this year. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens
Fingers
there.
crossed for them.
Yeah, I mean, me too. This team could be scary. The Ravens. Scary looking team on paper. Definitely not like the Vikings where they disappoint everybody every year when they look scary on paper, but we'll see how they do this year too, but we'll get to them later. Next game we have here is the Patriots at the Dolphins. This is a make or break season for Tua Tagovailoa, as we have both said. He has Tyreek Hill to throw to now, and in week 1 he is facing his old Alabama teammate Mac Jones and the Patriots. Get this. Miami is favored against New England for the first time since 2013.
Sheesh.
Isn't that crazy? They're favored by 3 in this game at home.
Yeah.
But I think it's well-deserved, and I think that this is still the most boring Patriots team in history. Most boring NFL team probably in history. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know whose jersey you Patriots fans are buying besides Mac Jones. So, but what you got on this game here?
Yeah, I was going to say right at the beginning that I think the Dolphins should pull it off. You know, you're in Miami. But, I mean, it's the NFL. Anything can happen. I could see this game going either way.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. But if I'm taking a pick, I'm taking the Dolphins 9 times out of 10. So,
yeah, I agree. I'm taking the Dolphins too. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think this could be
like a win by field goal game.
Yeah, I think it might be like 24-21, 27-24.
Or an OT game even. Like an overtime game maybe?
Could be overtime.
I could see it happen.
No Miami Miracle this time though, like a couple years ago. That was nuts. Next game we have here is the Raiders at the Chargers. The Chargers barely missed the playoffs last year because they lost to the Raiders. They called the timeout and gave him some time to rest and kick that field goal and knock them out of the playoffs. So they would have tied. Both of them would have gotten crazy ending to the season.
Yeah, still don't understand the logic behind that, but you know,
I don't either.
I'm not a head coach.
Yeah.
So
at least not yet, right? No, just kidding.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
The Raiders have not figured out their offensive line starters just yet, and they just cut Alex Leatherwood, who was their first-round pick last season. This Chargers team is tough, and I think they're the real deal. What do you think is going to transpire in this game?
I think this will be another close game. Division rivalry, obviously. And I don't know. A lot of people are counting the Raiders out right now, and I'm not. I don't think you can count the Raiders out this season. I think that they have a lot of potential. And I think they're going to unleash a lot of it. But that division, and like I've been saying it all preseason, the AFC and NFC West are going to destroy each other all season. Yeah. So it'll be a big gauntlet for them. But starting off the season, this should be a good test game for both teams. I think I like the Raiders.
You like the Raiders to win this game?
I think I like the Raiders winning here.
What do you got them for the score?
Just for that division rivalry. I think it'll be close, but I think the Raiders, I'll probably take it. Give me 28, 27?
28-27?
Do I want to do a 1 point game?
You want to do another field goal game?
Yeah, give me 28-27 Raiders.
28-27 last
in LA.
Field goal.
Yeah.
I actually think it's going to be a little bit of the opposite. I think the Chargers are going to be out for revenge. I don't think they're going to blow them out, but I think it's going to be like a 10 to 14 point win. I think they're going to pull away late and the Chargers win it over the Raiders. Probably the most anticipated game of the week, the Bills at the Rams, Thursday Night Football, first game of the season. The Bills are favored by 2.5 over the Rams in LA. Thursday Night Football in LA. The Rams defend their title at home in the same stadium they won the Super Bowl last season. They are going to face an angry Bills team who felt like they should have been the ones hoisting the Lombardi Trophy last year. Here's a fun stat for you. Since 2000, the defending Super Bowl champions, do you want to know what their record is? They are 19-3 in week 1 after winning the Super Bowl. But the Rams are trying to make it 20-3. I think they have a tough test here playing a high-octane Bills team. Where do you think they're going to land here?
There's a lot of tough games in week 1, man.
Yeah, lots of them.
There's a lot of really tough, like, smash mouth football games that are going to be played.
What makes a lot of
this
them tough,
probably
though,
be the toughest.
We don't know what these teams are going to look like. A lot of them, we don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's the hard part about week 1 here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of me wants to take Buffalo, but I can't. I'm taking the Rams here in I want to say a defensive matchup because it could be it very well could be a very defensive game. I think it'll be pretty low scoring and just like a death match between the teams. Give me LA 20-17.
I like the Bills, and I like the Bills to win and cover the 2.5 they're favored by. I think it's going to be a close game too. I think the score is going to be like 27-20 Bills.
Yeah, that'll be a big test for both teams.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Here's a really fun game. Jaguars at Commanders. The Carson Wentz era starts in Washington against the team that ended his season last year. Whoever makes the NFL schedules needs a raise because week 1 this year is just chef's kiss. Awesome.
It really is.
The Jaguars did a lot in the offseason to upgrade their team, and I actually like what they're doing there. I just don't think they're going to be good this year, but we'll see what happens. It's an interesting matchup because I don't know what Washington's going to look like this year, and I don't know what Jacksonville's going to look like this year. Jacksonville's got a new coach. Washington's got a new quarterback. It should be a really good game. This is a good week 1 matchup to me.
I agree with you wholeheartedly in the fact that it'll be a good matchup. These are both probably middle of the pack teams this year, if not like bottom half, but middle. You know what I mean? We'll see. This is a game that we'll absolutely just have to watch and see what happens. There's no telling like which way it'll go. Carson Wentz is there now. I mean, he either performs or he doesn't. Like, there's no in between him.
Yeah.
But he's in a good offensive scheme now. Yeah, and then Jacksonville. They've been getting better every year, just a little bit at a time. I'm still taking Washington in this though. At home, I think Washington can pull it off.
I think they can pull it off too, but I actually have Jacksonville winning this game week 1.
You're giving Jacksonville one of their wins week 1.
I'm giving them one of them wins week 1. I will highlight Washington though, since I picked the Bills when we differed last time, but I like Jacksonville. One of the most anticipated games that I've been waiting for all season. The most Browns thing ever to happen in week 1. The Browns are paying Baker Mayfield $500,000 to beat the Browns. To beat the Browns. Baker Mayfield came out this week and said, I'm going to fuck them up. And I think the Browns will be looking to prove something too. They know Baker Mayfield's habits, and I think they will use their great running game and decent defense to combat Carolina. What do you think that they're going to do?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game to watch, Casey. It'll be nuts.
I'm so ready for this game. Like when this game's on, I just want to watch. Even if it's I think I might be at the Colts game when it's happening, but I'm gonna be tuning in on my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what time this game is at. It's probably a midday game.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's got to be.
Yeah, I love Baker Mayfield, dude. Since college, since he did his grab against it was
Kansas.
against UT, right?
It was against Kansas.
Oh, at Kansas. Ever since that, dude, he's such a raw football player. He's not going to put up with anyone's shit, and he's all of his commercials are funny. He's just a guy to like. I
wonder if he'll have some more at-home commercials in Carolina since he's moved out. You think they'll have one of him moving out of
that'd be funny.
The Browns Stadium? That'd be kind of funny too.
Moving into the new stadium.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I think Carolina will come out of this because the Browns will have. Is it Jacoby Brissett starting for them? I keep forgetting.
Yeah, he's not a bad quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, when he played for the Colts, remember he helped upset the Kansas City Chiefs, came out with us and helped us go 5-3 to start the season, and he injured himself. So that's how the rest of the season we were just bad. Didn't win many games the rest of the season. He hasn't been the same really since, but I kind of agree with you there.
He's not terrible.
Yeah,
I'll give him that, but he's not a starter in the NFL anymore. He's just not. I have Carolina taking this one at home though. Over the Browns because, like you said, it's the most Browns thing that ever happened to the Browns.
Yeah.
Give me Carolina 24-10.
I like the Browns. I think they're going to win, but it is the Browns, and it wouldn't shock me if they lost, like at all. But I will highlight Carolina for you.
You're riding Carolina pretty low this year. Yeah, I think you've had them at like 4-13 in our record predictions.
I do.
There's no way they go 4-13.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty bad this year.
Doubt it.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
That's why we play the games. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Chiefs at Cardinals. Kansas City got a better defense in the offseason, and Kyler Murray got a weapon, and on offense adding Hollywood Brown. I do like this Chiefs team this year. I do like Arizona too, but Arizona is like one of those teams that has to prove it to me. I think this is going to be a great game to watch though. Kansas City travels to Arizona. That Arizona crowd is no joke. I was there on Christmas Day last year, and they were really loud. Like they bring noise to the stadium.
It's because of the big dome.
Yeah, that dome's awesome. Great place to watch a football game, by the way. But what do you think transpires in this game? Kyler Murray proves things to everybody?
I hope so. I like Kyler Murray a lot, man. He's not the most like humble person, but he gets a lot of shit for no reason, and I don't like that. But I like Kyler a lot. I think he's a really high caliber quarterback, especially for his size. Like, it's really hard to do that in the NFL. Be a tiny quarterback and still produce the way he does. But then you have Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the ball with Travis Kelce, and they're less talented receiving core this year. They're still talented.
Very talented, yes.
Still very talented, but definitely a downgrade, in my opinion. I think Arizona will upset Kansas City in week 1. Well, I don't know if that's an upset or not. I don't know what the spread is on that.
I think that would be an upset. The spread is the Chiefs are actually favored by 3.5.
Yeah. So I think the Cardinals take it. Close game, though. I could see another field goal win here or even overtime. But that Arizona crowd's going to bring it week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Look out. Kansas City, look out for Arizona this week because I think they're going to pull off.
They're definitely on what you call an upset alert, but like you said, this is the NFL. Everybody knows how to play here. I do think the Chiefs take down the Cardinals, though, week 1. I do think it's going to be a close game like you do as well. I think Patrick Mahomes is the outlier there. I think he's just a better quarterback. Kyler Murray has to prove it to me before he can beat teams like Kansas City. Not saying that he can't beat Kansas City. He just has to prove it to me. So prove it to me this week, Kyler. See what happens.
It might actually just come down to the defensive standpoint because both of those offenses are going to be pretty high caliber. It just depends on which defense is going to hold the high caliber offenses more.
I think Kansas City has the slight edge there in defense, but Arizona's defense isn't bad. They're not terrible.
We'll see.
Giants at Titans. Titans are favored by 5.5. Here's some more stats for you. The Giants have lost 10 of their last 11 week 1 games, and the Titans have lost 4 of their last 6 week 1 games. One of these teams is going to win week 1, or they can tie. Who knows? But I think these teams are kind of built similar. They both have some big receivers on the outside, some fast slot receivers. Their defenses are kind of similar. Titans lost Harold Landry last week, torn ACL. He's out for the season. I think he led the team in sacks last season. So that's a big loss for Tennessee.
Chalk it up.
Yeah, chalk it up. Where do you think this game's going? I know you have a lot to say about the Giants usually, being a Cowboys fan.
It's usually just the NFC East in general. Yeah. I hate them all. Well, the Giants are going on the road to Tennessee. It's not too far of a travel, but I don't know, man. The Giants on paper look decent. Like, the Giants on paper should be like a 7-10 team.
I think they're going to be more improved this year than
But they won years. 3 games last year. And they had their weapons. Well, they didn't have their wide receiving core at all, but
yeah. Tony.
I was more like Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, but they didn't have any receivers last year. That makes sense. They already do have an injury in one of their receivers. I don't remember which one it is.
I'm not sure. It might be Kadarius Toney. That guy's made of glass like Carson Wentz.
Yeah. One of them's already hurt. So, I mean, you have Tennessee losing that linebacker to an ACL. That sucks. I'm taking the Titans in this. I have no faith in New York. They could prove me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm taking Tennessee. I'm not going to believe in New York. Not because they're in the NFC East, just because they don't have any reason for me to believe in them.
Yeah. I think this game is going to come to quarterback play, and the Titans have the better quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. Yep. I think the Titans will win this game. The Titans are favored by 5.5. I think the Giants cover the 5.5 point spread. It's going to be a close game, but I agree with you. I like the Titans.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. The Denver Broncos against Russell Wilson's former Seattle Seahawks. That is Monday night.
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football in Seattle. I'm a little I don't know yet on Denver. On paper, they look great. They have all the talent in the world. There's been a lot of teams, especially in Cowboys history, that have had all of the talent in the world, but they just don't mesh, right? Whether it be coaching, whether it be, Jerry World trying to butt into everything. I'm going on a Cowboys tangent already. But either way, the Broncos should take this game, in my opinion. I think they will mesh well. I think they're going to be a really good team this year. They do have a really tough division to go through. We will see how this plays out, but I'm taking the Broncos week 1 in Seattle. So Wilson gets his quote unquote revenge. I don't know if it's really revenge. I don't think he's really upset about getting out of there.
It's a trade he requested, so it's not really revenge, but kind of cool. He gets to see his new team real fast. By the way, the Broncos are favored by 6 in that game in Seattle. So
I think it'd be more.
Yeah, it shows you how much faith everybody has in Seattle this year. Russell Wilson cooking up in a new kitchen in Denver this year. He opens week 1 against his former team, Seattle Seahawks. The last time the Seahawks lost a season opener at home was 1999.
Holy shit.
Yes. It's never happened in your lifetime, Daniel.
That was the year I was born. So
it was 1999. So actually, probably. Yep. You know what?
no, because the season started at the end, so I wasn't born yet. Oh,
You
wait.
were born.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you were
was.
born.
That makes more sense.
So-
Never mind.
Yeah, you were there. So you were there. It was your first year of life. It's going to happen in week 1 because the Seahawks are not going to be good and the Broncos are going to be good. I like Russell Wilson and the Broncos to march in there and just about beat the brakes off the Seahawks. I don't think it's going to be close at all.
Yeah,
So-
I could see this game getting blown out by 20 points or more.
So we're just going to pick Denver there.
All right, next game we got is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Thank you. This should be an easy choice for anyone that pays attention to football. The Bears are the Bears. It's been rough for them for a while. Justin Fields still hasn't really settled in. We'll see how he does. But San Francisco is a brutal team. Give me the Niners in this game 35-6.
35-6, no touchdown for the Bears. They actually make a field goal.
I give them 2 field goals.
Two
maybe
field goals.
1 touchdown missed field goal. Just extra point.
What, 35 to
35-6.
Oh, 35-6. Okay, it's extra point. 49ers favored by 7 in this game in Chicago, by the way. The Bears have the worst offensive line in all of football this year, and they are in a complete rebuild. We are really going to get to see what Trey Lance can do, as he will be the starter in Chicago week 1. He will have Jimmy Garoppolo on the bench, though, as Garoppolo reached a deal with the 49ers. I think it's a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of weapons, and if he is the quarterback that everyone says he's going to be, he can do some damage against a bad Chicago team. I'm sorry, Chicago Bear fans, but you guys are going to have a really bumpy ride this year, and I think the 49ers are just going to destroy you week 1. My final score...
Is it Nick Bosa? Nick is on the Niners,
defense,
right?
Yeah. My final
He's
score
going to eat Justin Fields alive.
I would say 34-9. I'll give him 9 points. I can't even give him double-digit points because
that's more than I gave him.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's the NFL. They could.
How about a field goal, a touchdown, and a missed extra point?
There you go.
And we'll go ahead and pick the Niners right there.
And we will go ahead and move on to the next game for the week. We have the fucking Eagles against the Detroit Lions.
For those of you that don't know, Daniel hates the Eagles. He's a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
So
I think the Eagles have become my most hated team. And honestly, it's because of my girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend's an Eagles fan, so that's awesome. The
He's
Eagles
the worst.
are favored by 4, just so you know.
The Eagles are favored by 4. That's it?
Yep, just 4.
I agree with the Eagles winning that game. Detroit, in my opinion, is booty cheeks.
Sorry, Mom.
They do have some additions. Casey's riding them pretty high this year with Aiden Hutchinson on defense.
I would say I'm riding them really high. They're still going to be bad. They're just going to be better than they were past years.
Aiden Hutchinson is that dude, though. I mean,
He is.
I agree with you. Comes out of Michigan, go blue.
Go blue.
But he's still with the Lions. Hopefully he'll improve their defense and they'll be a better team. I don't want to see the Lions do terrible anymore. It's been 30 years since they've won a playoff game. But give me Philly in week 1. That'll be one of their many wins this season to compete for the NFC East. Give me Philly over Detroit at home. Let's say 28-14.
Last season, the Eagles and Lions played in Detroit in week 8. The Lions were winless in week 8. They remained winless and the Eagles beat them 44-6. The Lions got a little better in the offseason, but the Eagles got even better with the moves they made this offseason. I like the Eagles in Detroit again this year, but I think the Lions can score some touchdowns this time. I think I'll give it 31-14 Eagles. And we'll pick the Eagles.
Next game, we have the New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans.
Against the Hotlanta Falcons, because they're hot garbage.
Yeah. Saints are favored 5.5 in Atlanta, by the way. I think the Falcons are just outmatched here. The Saints all around just a better team. The Falcons' offensive line is pretty bad, and there won't be much of a home field advantage in Atlanta this year. I actually think that there might be just as many, if not more, Saints fans in Atlanta week 1.
Yeah, there could be.
Yeah. They do travel pretty well. I think the Saints dominate this game, and I think they cover the 5.5-point favorites that they are. Remember, the Saints are one of my sneaky NFC teams this year that I think can do some damage if they get into the playoffs. I think they can even win the NFC South. Give me the Saints in Atlanta. Big. I'm not even going to give you a score because I think they're going to beat them big.
I'm on this like the exact same page with you with New Orleans this year. I think they're going to be a really scary team to face. if they can put everything together like they should be able to. They improved this year. You got famous Jameis up at the helm this year again, and he's just gotten better every year that he's been in the league. I'm taking the Saints here big as well. I'll throw in a score. Give me 42-3.
Damn, that's a big score. Let's mark New Orleans off the list here. All right.
Atlanta's going to have a rough year.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty bad. Next game on the docket is definitely much-watched TV. Packers at the Vikings. Packers are favored by 2. This is a game I will definitely be tuning into after the Colts-Texans game because this game is in the afternoon on Sunday. Packers are without Devontae Adams this year, and they're coming into a game against a Vikings team that is very much improved. I think the Vikings are going to have a very pass-aggressive offense this year, and I like I've been saying I like them to win the NFC North this year, and I'd like them to win this game. This is going to be a great game to watch. I think it's going to be one of the closest games of the week. But give me the Vikings 28-24 over the Packers.
I could see that 100%. Very excited to see this game. I really want to see how these two teams play against each other this year. Again, Green Bay, no Devontae Adams. Minnesota has improved. I'm still taking Green Bay, not in this game, but to win the division. This is a home game, though, for the Minnesota Vikings. So I think they'll edge out there. I will agree with you and take Minnesota over Green Bay.
Perfect.
The score in it, I will say a bigger gap. I think Minnesota takes it 31-24.
31-24, so by 3 more points. So I add 28-24, you have 31-24.
Y'all waiting for Sunday night? I definitely am. Sunday night football, baby. Buccaneers, Cowboys. Week 1 again. They played week 1 last year. Tampa Bay fucked us up. Give me the Dallas motherfucking Cowboys against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. They're going for revenge. I don't care what the sheet says about Dallas and their injuries and what's going on with the team. It's not good right now, honestly, but it's okay. Give me Dallas over Tampa Bay 31-28.
Taking his team at
That's
home.
it.
I love it. Buccaneers are favored by 1.5, by the way. I think it's the lowest spread of the entire
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. Sunday Night Football, Arlington, Texas this week. You have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against Dak Prescott and the so-called America's team, Dallas Cowboys. For me, I'm wondering how the Tyron Smith injury will impact the Cowboys offense. That's a big loss for you guys.
It really
It's
is.
really
That dude's a brute and a half, and
yeah, he's a
We'll
big piece of your offensive line. This Buccaneers team is not the same Buccaneers team as last year, though. You always say don't bet against Tom Brady, but I like the Cowboys in week 1 to outscore Tom Brady and beat Tampa Bay. My final score, I have 34-28 Cowboys. Believe it or
maybe
not.
I should pick the Bucs so I don't lose the bet against Tom Brady again.
Whenever he bets against Tom Brady, Daniel loses. But you can't pick the
Nah,
Bucs. You've
fuck
made
it.
your pick.
We're
It is
doing
set
it.
in stone.
I'm in it. Go Cowboys. All right, guys, that's going to go ahead and conclude our week 1 matchup predictions for the NFL. If you guys enjoyed this video or you guys have different opinions from us or you're pissed off by any of these, make sure to leave a comment down below about what you think. We really want to see y'all's comments and your thoughts. We really appreciate it. Make sure you guys also like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. We are on the road to 100 subscribers right now, starting off little baby steps. So that'd be greatly appreciated if you guys made it this far. We appreciate and love you guys. This is the Audible Sports Podcast, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.